Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of May, 2017, and this is episode 243. Yes. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had a few people introduce themselves in the Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Angela, who is Am Valentine 8888 from Oklahoma. Elaine, who is Furlane from New Brunswick, Canada. Elizabeth, who is Eutrapelia from Maryland. And Laura, who is Jayla Rima from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
She said it smells like chocolate in their town sometimes.
Sometimes.
I told her I would like to live someplace where it smelled like coffee all the time. That could be it happening, right? Anyway, welcome to the group. We're so glad to have y'all. Thanks for introducing yourselves. Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introduction thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in all our cows and giveaways.
That's right. Well, we have some stuff to talk to you about today, including an important announcement in Yummies. I'm not 100% happy that we put it in Yummies because it's a little sad, but a little happy, but yeah, so stay tuned for that in Yummies. But before that, we have some knitting to talk about, so let's get started.
Now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
I'm still working on my Kuragan socks because I want to get them done. Yeah, so these are the French Vanilla Cappuccino socks on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Easy Knits Deeply Wicked Plus in the Neon Night colorway. I've already finished one. I've showed this to you before.
So you did increases on it to make it give you some more space for your calf.
And I'm not quite to the point to do increases on this one.
I was just about to ask.
Not quite. It has to get to there.
So how much yarn do you have left?
This much.
Okay.
I don't know how much it is.
We might need to look through the leftovers to find something that would work.
I was also thinking I could also rip back the cuff on this one and the last set of increases because I increased to an odd number instead of an even number, and the cuff took more yarn than I thought it would. So I could just rip back the cuff and last set of increases on this, and then
do the cuff, and then you'll have enough for that over there.
Yes.
Okay, that would work too.
I just haven't done it yet because
you're gonna just wait and see where you get to.
Yes.
Now you've also had something else on the needles this week.
Yes, I swatched for a design project, but I haven't started the actual sample of it.
Right. But it's gorgeous. I love the stitch pattern so much. It's so squishy.
And now I'm also worried I might need more than one skein of yarn.
Depends on how wide you make it.
Yeah, because I'm not making it super wide, but I don't know.
Well, and the bigger your needles, the more yarn it takes, so maybe go down a needle size. This is how we design stuff. We just talk it back and forth. All right, anything else on your needles?
No, so what are you working on?
Well, first up is my zigzag blanket. This is the 10 stitch zigzag pattern by Frankie Brown. I'm on US 4 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn is
Laughing Yaffle's Sock Tree Frog.
In the Tree Frog colorway. Yeah. So I think I've got 6 zigzags done of it. So yes. And for all of you who said there was not enough yellow in my blanket, there are 4 different skeins I posted on Instagram earlier this week that have yellow in them, including one that is Liquid Sunshine, which is right above Dammy's head. That will be, right there. Will be the next stripe in the blanket, and it's Liquid Sunshine, so it's going to give a lot of yellow. So, okay, and then next up, I worked just a smidge on this week. This is the Joss Wrap, which is a pattern by Libby Johnson, who is Truly Myrtle. This is on US 5, 3.75 mil needles, and the yarn is Woolmize Sock and Wool 80/20 Twin in the Nobody is Perfect colorway. Yarn almost fell. And Woolmy's Wild Thing 80/20 Twin in the We're Different colorway. So I have started the next lace section on this. So if this is the first time you're seeing it, it started out very itty bitty and it increases, and then there was a lace section, and then there was another stripe section, and then there's another lace section. And let's see here. So there's this lace section, and then there's another stripe section, and then another lace section where you're decreasing. There's 2 more lace sections, but both of them you're decreasing. So I'm not planning to have it done anyway until during Stash Dash, so I have plenty of time on that one. And that is in my Winnie the Pooh bag by Stitching Plaza with pink Healthy Lumps inside because I love this bag. Okay, and then I am working on my Friendly Fairy Footsteps Shorty Socks for my bestie Katie and I. I worked on these while...
So is this all one project page?
No, there's 2 project pages, but it was the same information, so I just grouped it together. I started these on our girls' weekend. Well, no, a little bit before we left on our girls' weekend and worked on them. So this is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. It's on US 1.5s, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Strawberry Fields Yarns Take a Hike in the Fairy Footsteps colorway. Okay, so I have 2 finished shorty socks, one for me and one for Katie. And then last night I put it on waste yarn so that I can finish it during Stash Dash. So there is almost a full pair, and then I need to cast on the match for this one. But I can't remember who, but somebody was asking.
Stop jingling.
I'm sorry. Somebody was asking about these stitch markers on my Supernatural bag. So this is a bag from Slip Stitch Studio.
Oh, hold the bag.
Hold on, it's got cherry pie inside. So there's Supernatural inspired. Well, not that one. That's not from Supernatural. But there's an angel's wing. There is the pentagram. There is the car.
Impala.
There is the demon mask face thingy, and there is the Colt gun. That.
And what is the skein?
Oh, this is the Supernatural colorway from.
No, it's Crowley from No Makers.
Oh, Crowley from No Makers.
Key skein.
It's a key skein. So somebody was asking about that. So that is my Supernatural project bag. And then I am working on wedding bunting triangles for my pal Jess, who owns our local yarn shop, Ginger Twist Studio. This is the Swatch-tastic pattern by Tin Can Knits. I'm on US 6s 4 mil, and you can go to my project page to see all the yarns. So I finished 12 now. 12. And where is it? There. Ah! Number 13 I just started when we started recording. So we're going to see if I can finish this one while we're recording. And then the final thing on my needles, which you cannot see, is my It Has Always Been Forever For Me Sassenach shawl, which is Outlander inspired. This is a new design that will be in a kit. I'm using US Force 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Ginger's hand-dyed Masham Mayhem 4-ply, aka Squishy Deliciousness, Sheepy Scrumptious Deliciousness Squishy, in the Voyager and the Jamaican Jewels colorways. And so this kit is going to be going up for pre-order at the beginning of July. So, and it will be a pre-order because I'll have to get the yarn from Jess. And that is everything that is currently active on my needles. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
So I just have one this week. This is this week's preemie hat. It's number 20 for the year. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I did this on US 6s 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Patton's UK Fab DK in the Pebble colorway. So just a cute little preemie hat. That's all I finished this week because, hello, Stash Dash. We're saving everything for Stash Dash. Well, and if you don't know what we're talking
When does
about,
Stash Dash start?
the 26th.
Of May?
Stash Dash is a annual along that Laura and Leslie from the Knit Girls podcast host. So if you want to know more about it, go to their group. They have a page with all the rules on it. But it's essentially, it's a challenge. You're challenging yourself to finish projects, to get stuff out of your stash. So, and that's it. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And this is what we want to talk to you about. We have an important announcement to make. I'm going to try not to cry, okay? Okay. We are moving back to the U.S., to the United States. We fly out.
You should have opened the calendar.
Sunday, I believe it's the 18th of June. Well, you know what? It's the day after the craft crawl. It is. Sunday, the 18th of June. And we are going to be going to Oregon. The Hubs is currently still looking for a job. The job market for in academia, kind of across most disciplines, is very, very sparse. So he is looking at other positions to see what we can come up with. Because of my health and how much that climate affects me, especially heat and humidity, we made the decision not to go stay with either our families who are in Texas and Louisiana, because we knew how much my health would suffer if we do that. So because of the kindness and generosity of some friends, we are going to be going to Oregon to stay with them temporarily while we figure out what is next. So, yeah. So, question. If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and could assist us with a place to stay for one night, that night, Sunday the 18th of June, when we fly into Portland, and or if you could assist us in getting from Portland to our destination, which is about 150 miles from Portland, could you PM me Java Pearl on Ravelry? Just throwing that out there because I know we have some Oregon viewers, and if you could help us in that way, that would be amazing. When we left the U.S., we sold almost everything. My family has like 2 or 3 Rubbermaid tubs that have stuff like some of Danny's baby stuff and things like that we didn't want to get rid of but didn't necessarily need to bring over here. And then the Hubs' mom has a few boxes of books that he didn't need over here, but they were ones he wanted to keep. Most of them were ones his mentor had given him before he passed away. So that's all we have. So we don't have a car, we don't have furniture, we don't have anything. So, and we're only taking back with us what we can take on the plane. So, this has been a tough decision because we would love to stay here in the UK. But again, the job market is just not, it's just not good in academia right now. So, thank you to everyone who has offered suggestions and job possibilities and made contacts for us. We're going to continue to look because, you know, we really would love for him to get a job teaching theology, but we have to figure out what to do in the meantime. So we are sad. We're sad to be leaving here. We're sad to be leaving my bestie and her family, even though they've moved down into England. We're on the same island continent with them, so that's going to be really, really hard. Thankfully, they had already planned a trip up here to Edinburgh, and it just happens that it's the week before we leave. So we're going to be able to spend some good time with them before we leave. Dammy is at this point planning to still take at least a gap semester, potentially a gap year, until we figure out where we're going to finally land. Anything else about that you can think of? So we are going, as you might can tell, our shelf looks a little different. We have been going through stuff, and in that vein, we are going to be having a yarn destash in our Ravelry group, in the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group. on Saturday, the 20th of May, that's this Saturday, at 5 p.m. BST, which would be 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. And we have, how many skeins did we say about?
I have 19.
And I think I have like 4.
You can look.
It's
in
fine.
your stash.
It's around 30, 35 skeins of yarn.
But my 19 includes 2 things of fiber, 1 braid and 1 set of silk hankies.
Okay. So we're going to be doing that. We also have some other things we're getting rid of, especially some display things that we used in booths when we vended, and that we're not going to be taking back with us. So we're going to post those as well. And especially if you're in the Edinburgh area, or if you're going to be coming to the Edinburgh Craft Crawl on Saturday, the 17th of June, we will be still doing a pop-up. We'll have a table at the pop-up market.
Even though we're leaving the next
Yes, I know,
day.
it's insanity, but we're going to bring some of that stuff with us. So if you were in the area and could use any of this stuff, we're not asking much money for it. We're just, trying to recoup, every penny counts, every pence counts, every penny.
Penny is still the singular even for here.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. So if you're interested in a yarn de-stash or some display stuff, but we also have like a nitty naughty and
2 spindles.
Drop spindles.
That could potentially go with the 2 things of fiber I have.
Yeah.
A sewing machine and some fabric.
Yes, we have some sock blockers. We have a basket of hexapuffs.
And lots of mini skeins.
Yeah, we'll probably do the mini
We
skeins.
need to weigh them to see how much.
I think we're just going to do the mini skeins as a lot.
Yeah, it's not like leftovers from socks. It's actual mini skeins, so they're all nice and pretty and unused.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else we have. I don't know. We're looking like at the couch over there because we've kind of got piles of some stuff. Anyway, yeah, this is getting long and rambly now. So we just wanted to let y'all know what was happening, and hopefully once we get settled somewhere and the Hubs has found a job, we'll be able to participate in some of the fiber community events in the U.S. We'll just have to see what happens. So, again, we're coming to Oregon on Sunday, the 18th of June. If you're in that area and could host us for a night and or help us get to our destination about 150 miles from there, from the Portland area, PM me Java Pearl, and make sure and set your alarm for the yarn de-stash and yarn and some other things de-stashed this Saturday, the 20th at 5 p.m. BST. Do we have any other yummies? Which that wasn't totally a yummy. Unless you're looking for some yarn. That was a really good yummy.
Yeah, we've got lots and lots of yarn.
Yeah, I don't know that we have a yummy that we're going to tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to go see, I think it's the National Theatre production, which is a London theatre of Jane Eyre, tomorrow at the Festival of Theatre here in Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's traveling around the UK, and this sweet couple from church gave Dammy money to go to a theater production as part of her high school graduation gift. So, and we thought it would only be able to be 2 of us, but we're going to the matinee, so all 3 of us are going to be able to go for just a few pounds more than what they had gifted her. So we're very excited to go see that tomorrow. I'm going to tell you in the next segment that I finished rereading it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay, well, let's then talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So, May's prompts list has been some emotions, shapes, miscellany, things like that. So, yeah, and we'll have the June list See, my calendar is no longer on the wall over
So
there.
open the calendar.
Um,
Open it. Click it.
see, Dammy doesn't use a regular mouse on her MacBook. She uses her touchpad, and I hate the touchpad, and so I have regular mouse on my computer.
The using the touchpad negates the need for an extra piece of equipment with your computer.
Yes, but I can never. 9 times out of 10, I cannot get it to do the right click.
You have to use 2 fingers.
I know I tried that and it doesn't work. What am I looking up?
I don't know. Practice makes perfect.
The June prompts list. No, it won't be next week. It'll be the week after that we have the June prompt list up for y'all. And I don't know what the theme is. We'll have to look it up. So, what are we about to show them now that we've rambled about 30 gazillion minutes?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody.
I like the doggy with the baby kitties.
Yes. I liked the Legos.
16 Legos.
Yep. It's never too late to join in. Just take a look at the prompts list. I don't know what today's prompt is. Relieved. Relieved. So take a photo interpreting that prompt however you want to. Post it on Instagram, but make sure in the caption you use the hashtag #GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find you. So, Dammy, we have one upcoming event that we will be crazily attending.
The Indiebrook Craft Crawl on Saturday, the 17th of June. So it involves 3 different yarn shops and several different other craft shops here in Edinburgh. And we are going to be vending at the pop-up market at Hema.
Which will be open from 10 to 6, and then there'll be an after party.
Yeah,
But
and we'll probably still have stuff we want you to take from us, so please
Yes.
come along.
I know we're going to have some free stuff that's just going to be like
buttons.
to a good home. But for every shop you go to, you get a stamp, and then each stamp is 1 raffle entry. Which we're going to donate some stuff to the raffle too. So come and see us. We'll have a few books and project bags left, as well as digital patterns, including the pattern for this year's Indiebrook Craft Crawl socks, as well as we'll be doing like a small, it's not really a book, but just like a collection of not really a collection. You can get all 4 of the Indiebrook yarn/craft crawl sock patterns that I've designed for a discount price. So. All right, and that's all we know that we'll be attending. So if you want to know more about that, go to the link in our show notes. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I am reading The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, but I have not made a lot of progress with it because I've been doing lots of stuff around here to clean up, like going through my whole stash. My whole stash is in there.
Yes.
And now fits in 3 Ziploc bags plus 1 sweater's quantity in a large project bag.
This is my stash now.
And also taking stuff off walls.
Yes, if you came into our flat now, almost all the walls are bare.
It's desolate.
And
It's a wasteland.
And there's stacks of stuff everywhere. So, okay, do you have anything you want to say about it?
No.
Okay. And you're not reading anything else?
No.
Even for school?
Well, Yeah, I have been reading stuff for school this whole time, but I just haven't said it.
Oh, is there anything you want to say?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
So what are you reading?
Okay, well, I'm having trouble, which should not surprise you, focusing on nonfiction because my brain is just out there. However,
Out there.
What is that from?
Hunchback.
Oh. However, I have had this book in my to be read collection in my Kindle app for a while. And so I started reading it because, okay, let me tell you what it is first. It's called Soul Bear, Stories of Redemption, and it's various authors and they're essays, and they like take 5 minutes or less to read because they're really short. And I'm able to focus for that long. So I've been reading that, just like an essay or so a day, just to keep reading some nonfiction. However, fiction is an escape. I was just talking to my friend Jilly today about how sometimes you just need the escape of fiction and knitting to just kind of keep you going. So I've been reading a lot of fiction. So I am still rereading Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness using the All Souls Real-Time Reading Companion to read it in real time. As I said in the last segment, I finished rereading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. So I am all ready for the show tomorrow. Okay, and then most of these are Kindle Unlimited books, so that you can get them with your subscription. So first up is Ghostly Rex, which is book number 6 in the Harper Harlow mystery series by Lily Harper Hart. I did not realize until just now that her I don't know if it's her middle name or her, like, maybe maiden name is the person's first name. I just made this realization sitting here. It was pretty good. I've read like the whole series, so. Then I've read The Gender Plan, which is book number 6 in the Gender Game series by Bella Forrest. It was okay. It wasn't as good as some of them, but it was okay. There's one more book coming out in this series, and then it'll be done. And then I started a new series, the Charlie Rhodes Mystery Series by Amanda M. Lee. The first book is called The Bigfoot Blunder. I loved this book.
What did Bigfoot do this time?
No, they thought there was a murder. And
they thought Bigfoot did it.
Yes. And Charlie Rhodes works for this like company who like comes out and investigates unexplained and phenomena. But this first book was set in the town from another one of Amanda M. Lee's book series. Oh. And so it was the town, so it was I cannot think of what the series is, but I've read a ton of it. But you are making it very hard to think.
Waking up to say
bonjour, 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 bonjour.
The baker with his tray like always.
It's the
every morning just the same. Since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town. Good morning, Belle. Morning's here.
Are you quite finished?
No, I can keep going.
Oh, I'd like you to stop because I would like to tell them about this book. So I can't remember what the name of the series is, but it's set in a town that has, like, their tourist attraction is that it's a town of witches, but there really are witches living there. And they run an inn. And I love it. I love the series. It's so snarky. Her writing is very, very snarky. And I love it. So anyway, it was really fun to see those characters from the other...
Wait, is it Jinx Hamilton?
No, it's not that one. Winchester. I think that's their name. Winchester. Which I know is from Supernatural, but I think it's the witches' names too, Winchester.
Okay, keep going.
If you search on Amazon for Amanda M. Lee, you can find it. So I enjoyed that one. And then I also read book number 3 in the Fate Weaver series by Erin Lynn called To Spell and Back. And it was pretty good. So all of those were Kindle Unlimited books. Why am I pointing my needle at you?
Are they about the fates?
She is a, the main character is, okay, hold on, my brain just kind of totally went, oh, what was the plot of this book? Because I read another book since then, and so I'm having trouble remembering. I know it's magical. Oh, okay, yes, no, she's a witch. Do you see a theme here? I read a lot of books about witches. And she's the keeper of the flame, but her father is Cupid, and her mother was a witch, and it makes her a fate weaver.
Okay.
Yes. And then one book that I read that is not Kindle Unlimited is No One to Trust by Iris Johansson. Is that how you would say that? Mm-hmm. I picked it up when it was like $2 or something because one of you guys, I can't remember who, recommended her writing to me, and I did enjoy it. This was a standalone book. It was not part of any of her series. She has multiple series. So is that series?
No, series.
She has multiple series. So I enjoyed it. I just finished it last night. So it was pretty good. So, and that's everything that I'm reading. All right, we're ready to talk about what we're watching.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to talk about the first thing?
Yeah, we watched a movie, TV movie.
It was a BBC
special, I don't know, called To Walk Invisible about the Bronte sisters.
Yes. I don't know how we missed it when it came out because it was a BBC production.
I don't know.
So what did you think of this?
I liked it. It made me cry.
It was really interesting. I don't know that I knew a whole lot about their history.
I did.
So, it was interesting to watch, especially since we're going to see Jane Eyre this week.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Chloe Peary, who played Emily, also played Julie Karakina in the War and Peace miniseries. The more you know.
Da, da, da. Okay. The hubs and I are watching season 1 of Andromeda. And that is progressing. Cheesy, but progressing and not requiring a lot of focus. Q was in it last night.
John Delancey.
From Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Voyager.
And he was also in an episode of Deep Space Nine.
And Deep Space Nine.
Not Enterprise or the original.
No.
Baby Q was only in Voyager. I had to specify whether it was Q or Baby Q.
Yeah, I was like, she was in the kitchen. I was like, Dammy, it's Q.
Q or Baby Q? Barbecue.
Barbecue. Or it could have been Q from James Bond, but it wasn't.
Not Ben Whishaw though, because he would have been like
little,
very young.
Yes. Okay, and we are rewatching Sanctuary. So we finished season 1 and we're in season 2 now. Mm-hmm. All the drama.
Ooh.
All the drama.
We are watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have the season 4 finale to watch tonight.
Yes.
But in the previous week's episode, Ada was angry that Fitz chose Simmons, and now Yo-Yo is stuck in the framework. But Robbie, the Ghost Rider, is back.
Yes, so we just have the episode to watch tonight. In addition, we will see this is the week for most of our finales. Mm-hmm. Just so you know. So we have tonight's episode to watch, or last night's episode to watch, but we're watching NCIS season 14. 1G! With lots of exclamation points.
Don't mind me.
Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of exclamation points because Delilah and Tim are having a baby. Dammy's opening something for us that we'll need in just a few minutes. Are you quite done?
No, I'm trying to turn up the volume.
There it goes. I don't know. We'll fix it in a minute. Anyway, Delilah and Tim are having a baby, and they got married in their apartment with their NCIS family.
Aww.
And she came down the aisle to the song She Blinded Me with Science. It was so sweet. And Gibbs gave Tim the watch that Gibbs's mom gave Gibbs's dad, and then that Gibbs's dad gave to him Gibbs. So it was all in the family. It was very sweet. Very sweet. I love that they were in Tony's old apartment for the wedding, so it kind of felt like Tony was there.
Bodies were.
And then the Hubs and I are watching NCIS New Orleans Season 3, which we have the finale of that to watch tonight, too. Pride's bar was bombed. Hamilton murdered a senator. And everyone except the team thinks Pride is dead. That he died in the bar bombing.
Who's Hamilton?
The bad mayor. He's the guy from Wings.
I don't remember Wings. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to do the next one while I see if I can get the volume to turn up? There we go.
Okay, no, that's too high.
Well, we'll see.
It will be too high.
Okay.
We're watching season 2 of Blind Spot, and Zapata was shot, and the director guy, whose name we can't remember, was killed. Rest in peace, director guy.
Yep.
And then Roman rejoined Shepard, and Shepard manipulated things to get the people she chose to be the successors to the government together, located in a bunker, awaiting the possibility of the Truman Protocol being enacted.
They're locked in. They can't get out.
Yeah. Can you turn it down now? Down, down, down. There.
Okay. So we have the season finale of that to watch this, like, tomorrow. Too, as well. All right. The Criminal Minds Season 12 finale. You do not even want to know how many repeated letters and exclamation points there are. This is how I feel right now. Spencer's mom was rescued. Scratch texted Morgan, OMG Morgan, regarding a trap. OMG, Morgan was back!
Chill, please.
I thought that Emily was going to get in trouble for putting out the fake Amber Alert to try to find Spencer's mom, and that Morgan was going to come back and take over her position. But that did not happen. However, OMG, Morgan and Penelope together with all their snarky comments and all the love. And then, so the team heads to the trap house. This is the house where the trap is at. And on the way, their tires are blown out and a big truck, crashes into them in the season. I feel like it needs to be just a smidge louder.
No, don't do it. Oh.
One more time for good measure.
Okay, this is me now.
How could they end it that way? Oh my gosh. How could they end it that way? So now we have a cliffhanger. What's going to happen? Are they all going to die? Goodness. Do you want to talk about the next thing?
We are watching season 2 of Criminal Minds Beyond Border Boundaries. And so Jack's son is out of the Mexican prison and his mission is complete, so he's coming home.
Coming home to the place where he belongs?
Sure.
Okay. I'm watching season 12 of Supernatural. Eileen, who is the deaf hunter, she was murdered by a hellhound controlled by Ketch.
Who's Ketch?
From British Men of Letters.
Okay.
The British Men of Letters have brainwashed Mary. Sam and Dean found the bugs in the bunker, like the bugs, like the surveillance.
Bugs.
No, the surveillance bugs. Mary and Ketch entomb Sam and Dean and Tony in the bunker with 2 to 3 days of oxygen left before they die. Before they die, she's one of the British Men of Letters, but he doesn't like her. Ketch doesn't, so he is killing her. Well, no, she was trying to get the job he wants to get, so he's killing her instead. So, Mary and Ketch entomb Sam, Dean, and Tony in the bunker with 2 to 3 days of oxygen left before they die. Lucifer gets free. He stabs Crowley with an angel blade. He's dead? Question mark. And what's with the rat that was chasing Crowley's body as it was being removed from the room?
I don't know.
They showed the rat twice.
Is Crowley possessing the rat?
That's what I'm wondering, because there wasn't this big like thing when he stabbed him with the angel blade. So I have the season finale to watch this week as well. We watched the season 10 finale of The Big Bang Theory and Sheldon.
Is it still about nothing?
No, it's about something, because Sheldon proposed to Amy. It was very touching. Very, very touching. Do you want to talk to the next thing?
Sure. We were watching season 4 of The Blacklist. So Raymond had Liz kidnapped to draw Mr. Kaplan out, and Ressler's detective friend, whose name we can't remember, is now involved with stuff and knows Ressler is working with Raymond Reddington.
We have season finale of this week too. Alright, series 10 of Doctor Who. Loved the beginning. Space. The final frontier. The Doctor voiceover. It was fun. He fried his sonic screwdriver. That's not cool. And the Doctor is blind. What? And all the hugging. And he didn't say, like, no hugs. Like he did with 10 and 11. But he's still blind, but Bill does not know that he is still blind.
Wait, did he really say that with 10 and 11, or was that just on that card and it was funny?
He said something about it. Something about he didn't like... Well, he said that to Clara, too, about he didn't like hugging. But next week, he has a reverse journal. And Missy. Missy! We knew she was coming back. But Missy! Okay. The season 8 finale of NCIS LA. Tahir, who killed Sam's wife, is now dead. And Sam is taking time away to be with his kids because they're grieving the loss of Sam's wife, the kid's mother. And then at the very end, Kinsey proposed to Deeks and he said yes. It was very touching. All right, you go for the last two.
Okay, we're watching season 5 of Elementary, and the investigation into SBK continues. But who is this mysterious woman that was in this episode? It kind of felt sort of like that plotline was just tacked on a little bit.
I mean, I was
in my opinion, because like it wasn't given any like backstory or anything.
I was wondering, is it like somebody who's been in the show before that we're supposed to have remembered? But
yeah, that's what I thought too, but
I didn't check IMDb again recently. I checked it like when we were watching it, and it didn't say she wasn't in the credits. Let me search while you talk about the next thing, and then we can come back to this.
Okay, and we're watching season 2 of Supergirl. You spelled Linda Carter wrong. It's with a Y.
Well, sue me.
So Cat Grant Calista Flockhart was back, and so was Linda Carter as the President of the United States, who's an alien, but not a bad alien.
Even though the Hubs thinks she's a bad alien.
And then all the good guys almost won. But then wait, Rhea is controlling Superman? What?
I know. It doesn't have... It only has 8 cast members.
That's not right.
Yeah. So we don't know... We don't know who this lady is. It just says a mysterious woman.
See, that kind of phrasing makes it sound like she hasn't been in the show before. But, like, she wasn't given any introduction.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, wait, did I miss something? In fact, I think I said to you, did I miss something? Because I couldn't figure out who that was. Okay, and I am still listening to our Spotify CC and Dammy Love musicals playlist. Pretty much every day.
Yeah, I took a break from Hadestown because the Great Comet original Broadway cast album comes out this Friday, so I've been listening to all the tracks they've released from it so far, and they released a new track on Friday, The Duel, and it sounds so good.
I enjoyed it when I listened to it.
Yes.
Yes. And what else have you been listening to?
And Dave Malloy's track-by-track comment playlist of all the stuff that have inspired each of the tracks. I had a favorite from this week, but I can't remember which one it was.
I listened to one of them. I can't remember which one.
Which one? What was on it?
I have no idea.
You can look in your recently played on Spotify.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Anything else that we're reading, watching, or listening to?
Nope.
All right. Let's move on to the next segment because we have some things to tell you about our current owls.
And now we're going to talk about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Owl.
Yes. So this started on the 1st of March and it runs through the 31st of May.
That's soon.
That is soon. Like 2 weeks from today soon. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to spring.
We had 3 weaving projects.
I was about to say the same
entered
thing.
in the last day.
I was like, oh my goodness, look at the weaving projects. So that's really awesome.
Something is wrong with
So-
the computer.
I don't know why it did that. It did that earlier and I can't figure out why. Sorry. Distraction. Yeah, so that's why we're calling them owls now. It's just an along. So for any Ravelry craft, knit, crochet, weave, or spin along. Our major rule is no whips are allowed. You have to start the project March 1st or later and finish it by the 31st of May. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in with the rules. On the screen right now is all of our lovely prizes. We'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsors who provided prizes for this owl. Dammy, if they want to see photos of these prizes and links to where they can patronize the sponsor shops. Patronize.
That you're using the really old connotation of that word.
Yes.
Really old.
Where should they go?
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
Or tune in to the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. So every project you finish and post counts as one entry into the giveaways. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. Don't you ever use your needles for other things like, oh, I have an itch on my head, let me scratch it. Or I had
Scratch your back.
Or I had it behind my ear the other day. Okay, so the hashtag is GGKSS17. Okay, so here's what we need to tell you. We will still lock the thread the morning of the 1st of June, so that's 2 weeks plus 1 day from now, from when we're recording it. And draw winners to be announced on the next podcast after that. However, we are making an exception right now.
This owl only.
No, because the other owl too.
These owls
These
only.
two owls only. We want to ship out all the prizes before we leave the UK so that we don't have to bring them back with us. So what we are going to do is on June the 1st, we're going to lock the FO thread. We're going to draw for the prize winners like we normally do. I am going to PM all the prize winners and say, I need your address or I need your info to connect you with the sponsor, because we do have some things where it's like you need to choose what you want from the sponsor. So I'm going to PM you on June the 1st so that we can get this taken care of before we leave. And then we will still announce the prize winners on the next podcast after that, the first podcast in June. But this gives us more time to be able to get all the prizes shipped out. So please, please, please check your Ravelry message inbox on June the 1st, because I will do it first thing in the morning as soon as the podcast releases. The next thing will be to get the prize winners drawn for this owl. So please, please, please check your inbox on Ravelry to see if you're a winner so that we can get the information we need from you so we can get the prizes shipped out. And again, you'll have 30 days from the date when I contact you on June the 1st. If you have not claimed your prize, you'll forfeit it. And we will use it for another owl because, but please, please, please don't take the 30 days. Please get back in touch with us ASAP so that we can get the prizes mailed out before we leave. There's a chatter thread in the Ravelry group, and Dammy, we had quite a few people finish projects this week, so please, why don't you give them a shout out?
All right. Ange's Hip, Anna Robin, C. Howard 06, CJ Bullion, DG White, Ditzy Mermaid, Eileen D, Jimma Bell, Ingard Stoka, Jamie BB 1975, Jammin Tinit, Jayla Rima, Jenny Am I, Jessie's Girl 84, JP Music 15, Cat Wings, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, Laced in Stitches, Lil Angel SG2, LK1118, Long Tall Katie, M Durham, Muggle Studies, Muzzer Z, MVA5493, Mystery Sewer, Nataloo Kathloon, Knittin' Mama 3, S Keeling, Sylvia 1002, The BFB, Travel Socks, VT Kimmy Kim, and Weeping Wool.
Great job, everybody. So you've got 2 weeks to get your projects posted. and you might be a winner. And then we'll have our Summertime in the Living is Easy cow.
Ow. Ah.
Starting up on June the 1st. All right, let's talk about our other owl.
And now we're going to talk about the awesomest owl in the galaxy. Owl. I wouldn't have said R. Now we're going to talk about the awesomest owl in the galaxy.
There you go. So this is an owl we are co-hosting with Jilly, who is Vegan Jilly on Ravelry of the Knitting Broomstick podcast.
It could have also been the owl at the end of the galaxy. Is that what it is? The restaurant? No, the restaurant at the end of the universe. The owl at the end of the universe.
Yeah, I
It's
guess so.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yep. So this started on May the 1st and it's running through the 30th of June. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to space, and feel free to, we're very cheater friendly on that, so make it work and we're good to go.
Jelly beans went to space.
There you go. That was one this week. And another one was that it was crafted on the Earth in the solar system in the Milky Way, which is fine. So our major rule is no whips are allowed. Start your project May the 1st or later and finish it by the 30th of June. Feel free to poly dip in other owls. My yarn is splitting. As long as it meets the rules. We've got lots of lovely prizes that are on the screen right now. A big thank you to our sponsors for donating those prizes. If you'd like to see photos and links or know more of the details, you can go to
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
That's right. So every project you finish and post in the FO thread counts as one entry into the giveaway. You must be a member of both Ravelry groups, the Geeky Girls Knit group and the Knitting Broomstick group, to participate. The chatter thread is in the Knitting Broomstick group. The FO thread is in our group. The hashtag is #AwesomeestGDKTKB. All right, here is a change which we posted in the Ravelry groups, but we're telling you here as well. We are trying to make what we are taking back to the U.S. with us
as minimal as possible.
Exactly. So what we have decided to do is when we get ready to record the podcast 2 weeks from today, Wednesday the 31st of May, we are going to draw for prize winners for any of the prizes that we're shipping out. I will PM the winners for this as well, because we need to get your addresses so we can get them shipped out. The prizes that Jilly has donated, or if it's a sponsor shipping it, those will still be drawn for on the first podcast of July. So, if you have projects, you should get them posted, because you will have a very, very good chance of winning a prize
from
us at the halfway mark. And again, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize, or contact us back with your address, or you will forfeit it. But please don't forfeit. So we will, on June the 1st as well, is when I will PM the winners for both this owl, because we'll go ahead and draw them and announce them on the 31st of May, but that podcast won't go out until the 1st of June. So on the 1st of June, if you've participated in the Sheepy Spring Owl and or the Awesomest Owl in the Galaxy, check your Ravelry messages. All right, Dammy, we had several people finish projects this week, so why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Army Wife Knit Life, CJ Bullion, DG White, Jammin' to Knit, Jenny Ami, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, S. Keeling, The VFB, and VT Kimmy Kim.
Great job, everybody. So get those projects posted, especially if you want a really, really good chance of winning a prize when we draw those in 2 weeks. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes, so Dammy, what is this week's question?
Okay, this week's question comes from Mary, who is Jammin' to Knit from Florida. I know you answered similar questions in your, at this time, last episode. What about pink emblems? Oh, I guess that's when you got that bag. In regards to visiting Scotland and yarn shops, my kids 19 and 23 and I are planning to travel to Ireland, Scotland, and England late February/early March 2018. I know most people go during the warmer tourist months, but we want to avoid the tourist time. I also understand the weather will not be ideal, but that's what wool socks and sweaters are for, right? We are looking at approximately 3 to 4 days in Dublin and the surrounding area, 2 to 3 days in Edinburgh, and a train to London and stay there for a day or two until we return home. Now for my question, would you still recommend someone visit during that time period or not? Dammy, I would like your thoughts on this as well. At least I know what yarn shops to visit in Edinburgh, but I can't remember if you suggested any in London. I've been told there aren't many in Ireland, but I'll still take a look. I'm thinking we'll do some sightseeing in museums or just walking around during the day and check out the local pubs in the evening, where I'm looking forward to experience the atmosphere while knitting.
Okay, so first I'm going to say, and I've linked this in the show notes already, I'm linking 3 episodes where we talked about traveling, or what to see when you visit in the Ask Geeky Girls segments. Mm-hmm. So episode 103, in which we properly terrified Damaris. Episode 157, in which cats. And the one she referenced, episode 237, in which there's pink heffalumps inside. Okay, as for a time to visit, okay, you need to remember that March and April is typically when spring break is for schools. So if you're wanting to avoid tourists, of your time frame, I would say visit in February. All right, because most spring breaks have not happened at that point. Okay, as to what to yarn shops in London, you should go check out, and I've linked to this in the show notes, the London Craft Guide by Yarn in the City. This is our friends Allie and Rachel. They host the Yarn in the City podcast. They hosted the Yarnporium. They host the Great London Yarn Crawl. And they came out with a book called The London Craft Guide that talks about most if not all of the craft shops, including knitting and sewing, etc. in London. So you should check that out as for what to see in London. Yeah, I think February is a great time to come visit. Yes, you'll still need your wool socks and sweaters, but at least here in Edinburgh, the museums are free. Mm-hmm. And so you'll be warm and cozy inside. There's tons of coffee shops and pubs. So yeah, so check out those 3 episodes that we linked. Check out the London Craft Guide, and if you're wanting to avoid tourists, don't come in March. Come in February instead. Mm-hmm. All right, Dammy, she wants your opinion, so you need to talk.
I mean, in regards to the weather, it's not horrible in February and early March. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But something else you could also use is Ravelry's yarn shop finder and road trip planner.
Yes.
Because that's very useful for finding yarn shops. You just go to the yarns tab, and then I think it's like right under the search box. So.
I think so. Oh, you know what else I was going to say?
What?
If she does come in March, she could schedule her trip around the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. Mm-hmm. Which they have not officially announced dates yet because they were waiting for the...
Wasn't it the 20th and 21st?
No, because I just looked in their Ravelry group this morning. They are waiting for the... I don't know if is it rugby, the Six Nations or whatever it's called, those dates to be announced because they don't want to coincide with that. So I think it's going to either be like the 2nd or 3rd weekend in March. So if you wanted to come to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which we highly recommend, you could schedule your trip around that. But you are going to have more tourists at that time of the year. But just throwing that out there for you. Okay, Dammy, I think we answered this question.
Yes.
So, I hope that helps Mary. If somebody has a question, Dammy, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show. Yeah. So, a reminder that our virtual assistant, Deb, who is Science Knitster on Ravelry, is hosting a Striations Along in the Java Pearl Designs Ravelry group. This is for a shawl pattern that I designed, Striations. It's a 2-color shawl, but it's very user-friendly and easy to do. So if you've never knit a shawl before, this would be a perfect one to start with. So that started on the 1st of May and runs through the 31st of July. So check that out in the Java Pearl Designs Ravelry group, which is different than the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group. It's 2 separate groups, okay? But if you join that group and then introduce yourself, I will gift you my free stripy sleeves of warmth pattern when I welcome you to the group. Okay, just a reminder as well about what we said. I'm scrolling back up so I can give you accurate information. Don't forget about our Yarn D-Stash in the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group this Saturday, the 20th of May at 5 p.m. BST, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern Time. There will be coming up, hold on, let me get over here to the calendar. Okay, where is this week? Right here. Okay, so next week's podcast will be normal, as will the following weeks, and the following weeks. But the week after that, the podcast most likely will go live on Friday, the 16th of June, because the Hub's Viva, where he defends his dissertation, is on Wednesday, the 14th, which is when we normally record. So we're thinking that we'll record on Thursday, the 15th. Now, how much stuff we'll have to talk about, since that is our last week in Edinburgh and we'll be finishing up packing and everything. If it's a short episode and I can process it quickly enough, it might go up Thursday evening, but most likely it'll be Friday. And then the following week, we're just going to have to see how things play out, because we will have just flown 4,600 miles and changed time zone, where it'll be an 8-hour time change. So we will just have to see how we get settled and go from there. But we will keep you updated as best we can. And again, if you're in the Portland, Oregon area and can help us out, please PM me, Java Pearl. I think that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd like to say thank you to everyone who supports this podcast, whether it's by watching, commenting, giving it a thumbs up on YouTube, commenting on YouTube, giving us a review on iTunes, participating in OWLs, participating in giveaways. I feel like I'm missing something.
All of that.
All of that. But a big thank you, especially to those who support the podcast financially. The main way you can do that is through Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you get rewards based on that amount you give. Speaking of Patreon, we are going to have to make some changes to the rewards because we're not going to be in the UK anymore. So we still intend to do postcards, but they'll probably be local to us postcards wherever we are in Oregon. And we are still looking to figure out what yarn to replace the West Yorkshire spinners with. So stay tuned for that. We will let you know when we figure that out. But if you would like to find out more about sponsoring us on Patreon or would like to sign up, go to
Patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
That's right. What's another way they can support us, Dammy?
We have a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
Yes, and we are also Amazon.com and .co.uk affiliates. If you are going to shop on Amazon, if you click through our website first, Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you any extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would already be doing anyway. So, Dammy, where can they go to find out all about this, and where can they find us online?
You can go to geekygirlsnet.com, and there are the links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for bearing with us as we shared our difficult news. But thank you for everyone who has been a support to us over the last almost 5 years that we've been doing this. And thanks for journeying with us. You journeyed with us across the ocean once, and you're going to journey with us back across the ocean. So, we love y'all a lot, and we're just really grateful for y'all and that you are a part of our lives. So, okay. So, have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.
Bye. Little town, it's a quiet village, every day like the one before. Little town full of little people, waking up to stay.
Bonjour, 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 bonjour.
There goes the baker with his tray like always, the same old bread and rolls to sell. Every morning just the same, since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town.
Good morning, Belle.
Morning, monsieur.
Where are you off to?
The bookshop. I just finished the most wonderful story out about a beanstalk and an ogre and...
That's nice.
Marie, the baguettes! Hurry up!
Look, there she goes, that girl is strange, no question. Dazed and distracted, can't you tell? Never part of any crowd, 'cause her head's up on some cloud. No denying she's a funny girl, that Belle.
We can stop there.
We're stopping there, apparently.
Okay.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We had to find the lyrics to the animated one because the lyrics are a little bit different for the brand new Emma Watson one.
And I have not seen it.
I asked permission. You said I could go see it without
Well,
you.
what can I say? No, you're not allowed.
You could have.
No, that would have been mean, and I am not mean. I need 6 eggs. That's 2 weeks and...
Now it's no wonder that her name means beauty.
Okay. Okay, we're done.